My heart was beating like a drum as I heard the sirens wailing. I felt the cold metal of the handcuffs on my wrists and was horrified as I was being taken away in my dad's police car. This was so not what I had imagined for my life. You must be wondering how I ended up here. Well, let me tell you my story right from the start. Hi, I'm Selma, and thanks to MSA, I get to share my story with you all. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Growing up, it was just my dad and me. He worked as a private investigator and was always busy solving cases.
And the fibers on his hairbrush match those left at the scene of the crime. We've got our man.
Wow! Even though Dad was at the top of his game, he didn't make much money, but I was content with the few luxuries I had and never asked for much, unlike other kids who wanted the latest gadgets or clothes. I was totally happy to make some sacrifices if it meant my dad got to do what he loves. He always encouraged me to follow my heart just like he did and find what I love. So as a kid, I had some unusual aspirations. I wanted to be a movie star, unicorn rider, and a ballerina all at the same time. But as I got older, I dreamt of being part of the movie magic. And because I wasn't the best actor, I decided to learn how films were made. Sometimes I would even try and look at Dad's case files to get inspiration to come up with a good movie idea. Dad had no idea. Shh. Some of my friends and I would often pretend we were making our own movies. And action. Yeah, friends, because unfortunately for me, we moved often. Every time Dad got an urgent call, we had to start over. What is it this time? A burglary? Don't tell me. Shoplifting?
You know I can't tell you anything until the case is solved. It's for your own safety.
This went on for a while until one day, Dad announced we were moving to Los Angeles and we would be staying there longer. Nah, I don't believe you. I'm not unpacking my stuff till I'm sure.
Pinky promise.
Okay, anything for you, but I have to navigate through a new school, again.
I'm sure it'll be fun here. After all, it's Hollywood.
He was right. This put me one step closer to becoming a filmmaker. At my new school, I was nervous to redo the whole making new friends thing. For luck, I wore my favorite t-shirt to help give me confidence. I assumed, since it was LA, most kids at school would have a passion for movies, but I was in for a surprise when I was told there was no movie club at school. So, I got permission from the principal and created one. After school tomorrow? Sick! This is gonna be so fun. I was so excited for the first meeting and stayed up all night prepping. Well, I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up. Wanna know why? 'Cause nobody showed up. I was just about to give up when a boy who looked like he was in a boy band entered.
Is this the movie club? I guess I'm the star of the show today.
Yeah, yes, please, come right in.
Wanna know why the Scarecrow got an Oscar?
Excuse me, what?
Because he was outstanding in his field. Duh.
Why did I laugh? That was silly.
Don't worry. People here don't know how awesome movie clubs are. And Lord of the Rings, that's one of my all-time faves.
No way, mine too. The guy was pretty fun, and we bonded over our shared love of movies. Peter told me that his dream was to become an actor, so we met up every day after school, except when he had swim team practice on the weekends. One time, he took me to his place, and I was shocked. He lived in the most modern house with the most amazing art pieces and a wardrobe filled with costumes. Wow, this is all yours?
Yeah, my parents are costume designers on movie sets, so they bring home all the best pieces. Plus, I love cosplay.
Peter suggested we try on costumes, and I had so much fun.
Whoa, you're the most beautiful elf.
And you're a handsome one. It was the first time I found someone who liked the same things as me, and the more time I spent with him, the more I liked him. I even developed a tiny crush on him. When it was my birthday, Peter promised to go to the movies with me, and obviously I was very excited, but he never showed up. I was a little angry and asked him about it the next day.
My grandma was really sick and I was taking care of her all night. I didn't realize my phone was dead until later that night. I was so busy, I couldn't even inform you. I am so sorry.
No, Peter, it's fine.
No, it's not. I stood up a pretty girl. I promised to make it up to you.
Ugh, that made my silly heart melt. But later that day, something totally bizarre happened. I overheard Peter telling his friends that he was with me the previous day.
Hey. Oh, Selma, it's just I don't tell people about my grandma and how sick she is. I don't want pity. You're special. That's why I told you the truth.
Okay, but you have to be honest with me. Promise?
Promise.
To make it up to me, Peter took me shopping at one of the most expensive stores in town. As we entered, I ran into Stacy, our schoolmate, who worked as a sales girl there. Turns out, Peter and Stacy were good friends. Stacy showed us around, and that's when I saw the most beautiful thing in the world, a diamond bracelet. It wasn't like I could afford it, but they couldn't charge me for admiring it. It was really fun, but as we left, all of a sudden, the alarms blared and security stopped us. What's happening? We didn't take anything.
Oh, no, it's his jacket. I forgot to take it off. Hey, Stacy, here you go. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, happens sometimes. Peter acted like it was nothing, but I could still feel my heart hammering in my chest. How are you so calm? That was so scary. What if we had gotten into trouble?
Come on, it was a mistake, no big deal. And if we're ever in trouble, remember, I'll protect you.
Oh my God, this was clearly one of the best days of my life.
Oh, by the way, look in your bag.
No way, you did not. When did you get it? I can't take it, Peter. It's really expensive.
Shh, this is your birthday gift. I hope you like it.
I love it. Peter, it's beautiful. Thank you.
What's going on here? Who's this?
Oh, Dad, this is Peter, my,
boyfriend. It's good to meet you, sir. I was just, leaving. Is it all right if I ask some standard questions? Sure, but I know I have the constitutional right to remain silent. Just kidding.
I quickly dragged Dad back in before I could start interrogating on poor Peter.
How'd you meet him? Tell me everything about him, or else I'll have to look into him my way. And was he gonna kiss you? Yuck.
Ugh, Dad, this is embarrassing. I met him at school, and he's the sweetest and so talented, and we have many things in common.
He looked very scared to me. Does he know me? What is this? Looks expensive.
Peter got it for me. And before you doubt how a high schooler can afford this, you should know his family is quite rich. So don't go digging around for information about him. I like him, okay? In the following days, Dad was busy with work, and I spent all my time with Peter. But on one date night, he was so distracted because his phone kept ringing constantly. And I'm not proud of what I did next. I found more than 10 missed calls from Stacy. Why was she calling? I was dying to ask him, but I couldn't speak after I saw the bill.
Don't worry about it. Dinner's on me.
Peter, maybe next time we do small little things that don't require you spending so much money. I feel guilty.
I don't mind.
When we got to my place, Dad rushed out.
Selma, sorry, urgent work call. I gotta go, sweetie. Nice ride, Peter.
I knew that look. That was his detective face. But thank God, whatever that urgent work call was about kept him pretty busy. Unfortunately, once he returned, he had tons and tons of questions about Peter. So many that I finally snapped. Can you just stop it? I'm finally settling in. Finally, I have someone who loves the same things as I do. I'm feeling accepted, and you start with your detective work. Just let me and Peter be. Dad, I really like him.
Selma, I was just trying to look out.
Don't look out for me. Dad, I need to experience the world myself. I won't be your little girl forever.
You're right. I'm sorry, honey.
Over the weekend, I was home alone and bored, so I decided to surprise Peter at his swim practice, but I couldn't find him anywhere. When I asked around, I got the most shocking news.
There's no Peter on this team.
There must be some mistake. Check again.
I'm pretty sure.
What the heck? Peter was lying to me about it for months, even after he promised he wouldn't lie again? But why? I had to find out. Hey, do you want to go to the carnival now?
Selma, on weekends I have swim practice, remember? I'll see you on Monday. Gotta go.
Liar. I had so many thoughts and questions, and in the back of my mind, I knew it had something to do with Stacy. Ugh, I was so angry that I ignored all of Peter's calls and texts for the entire weekend. But at school, he stopped me and literally begged me to meet him at a cafe nearby after class. Okay, before I continue my story, I gotta say something. You know it takes only 10 seconds to tie your shoelaces, and it takes 9 seconds to fall in love with someone. But do you know how many seconds it takes to make a stupid decision? 1 second. Agreeing to meet Peter at the cafe was the stupid decision that changed my life. When I got to the cafe, I spotted him with Stacy and instantly saw red. She's why you lied about swim practice?
Selma, what do you mean?
Cut it out, Peter. I know you've been seeing Stacy behind my back. Hey, first of all, ew, I would never date this loser. He's like a brother to me.
What? Look, Selma, I'm sorry I lied, well, actually, on weekends, I do community service. I got a couple of speeding tickets. I'm not proud of it, and your dad's this grumpy cop. I was afraid that if I told you, you'd hate me. Please, forgive me.
I was skeptical, but when he showed me those puppy dog eyes, I forgave him. Fine, but this is your last chance. So why did you ask me to come here? Why is she here? Actually, I need Peter's help to get things from my boyfriend's place when the creep's not around. I wanted backup, so you can help too. You know, it'll be quicker. It's fine, I can help. And if your ex creates any trouble, I can ask my dad to help. He's a detective. That weekend, I met up with Stacy and Peter, and we went over to one of the biggest houses I'd ever seen. 2 times bigger than Peter's. I assumed Stacy knew the passcode for the house, but after a couple of tries, she broke in instead, and quite easily. I can't believe he changed it again. Okay, we have very little time before he gets back, so sweep the place, and if you find anything that doesn't look like it belongs to a man, grab it. I looked around and picked up all of our clothes and put it in the bag Peter gave me, and once I was done, I found Stacy and Peter grabbing all of the expensive art pieces. Is all of that really yours? Why are you taking it? It's mine. Trust me. Pick up those decoration pieces, Selma. Come on, chop chop. I could tell something was definitely fishy, so while Peter and Stacy weren't looking, I dialed 911. Peter, this isn't right. I know you guys are stealing. Bingo. Took you long enough, but hey, you're robbing the house too, just like us.
How do you think I got you that? Yup, stolen, and you're wearing it. Now you're a part of the gang. Surprise!
I felt my head spinning. I couldn't believe Peter would do this. I knew I had to come up with some way to get out of there. Dad, I am so sorry. As if Dad heard me, suddenly he barged in through the door with other cops behind him, like a hero. My hero. Apparently, he had a location tracker installed on my phone and knew where I was. I know, invasion of privacy, but thank God.
I'm so glad you're safe. Oh, we've been looking for this one for weeks. Finally, you're busted.
Your own daughter is with us. If we go down, she goes down too. And that's how I ended up in the back seat of my dad's car with my hands cuffed. But to Peter and Stacy's utter dismay, the moment I reached the station, I was set free. Cause since I had dialed 911, the operator had heard everything Stacy had said. Still, how will you prove that we were part of the other robberies? It's not like anyone can recognize us. Wait a minute. Dad, were there any eyewitnesses to the burglaries?
The witnesses said the culprits wore a disguise.
Oh my God, I think I know where they're hiding the disguises. I told Dad about Peter's closet full of wigs and costumes, and even showed him the video footage of Peter's house and the vlog of him trying on the costumes.
Look, Selma, please. Without these recordings, the cops got nothing on us. I'm sorry I lied to you so much, but I had no choice. At first, Stacy wanted me to get to know you, but then I started liking you so much. That's why I stole the bracelet. For you. Just for you. You know how much I like you. I even told my grandma about you.
Huh? What grandma? Oh, please. Lock him up, Dad. Peter and Stacy got what they deserved. Jail time.
And I couldn't have done it without my daughter.
Just a few months after my unbelievable experience, I made my very own movie, Dating a Criminal, all about my time with Peter. I even used the real footage, and that movie helped me get a full scholarship to my dream film school. Sometimes life throws us curveballs, and I was able to turn that into a life-changing opportunity. It's like a movie, only better.